Good morning and happy Tuesday, everyone. I decided to do a quick video. I'm actually doing this on Monday evening. But wanted to do a quick one instead of a quote this morning. There's so much going on in the world right now and in our country right now. Um, this is really, I don't know, some of my liberal friends are not going to like this. Some of my conservative friends are not going to like this. But I'm going to say it because it's what I believe. I want to talk about how political leaders get into power and how they stay in power. And I'm going to try to do this very quickly, just a quick statement about it. The easiest way for someone to be popular or to bring people around a certain topic is to get them to hate a certain group or a certain thing. And we have done that recently. And right now, I mean, if you go back to Hitler or any authoritarian figure, Hitler did it by telling people to hate the Jewish people and hate gay people. We're doing that now with immigrants. And as long as we have a common enemy, it seems like that brings that group that believes that into a group. And it's a scare tactic. I won't fall into that trap. I also, though, will not fall into the trap of hating anyone. And I see so much vitriol between not just the parties, because there's really three parties right now. There's the Democrats, there's Republicans, which are moderate and fiscally conservative, and then there's Trump supporters, and that's a different group completely. But none of the three groups should be falling into the trap of hating each other. And that does not mean that I will not stand up for what I believe in. It does not mean I will not defend who needs to be defended. And right now, that's immigrants, and that's also gay and trans people, and people of color, actually. And if you look at who we're talking about, immigrants, and who we're deporting or now putting in just a horrible place in Florida, it's people of color. It's people coming across from the southern border, from South America and Mexico. We're not doing this to Europeans that are coming over. So just keep that in mind as they try to get us to hate a certain group. Um, that also means I will not hate the people that support Trump. And that's where some of my liberal friends may be puzzled by that. But it would be kind of strange to hate any group, um, if what we're trying to preach and what we're trying to show is love toward everyone. So people have different reasons for supporting Trump. One reason is that we are all getting different news. It used to be we had three main news sources when I was young. It was three main network channels, and everybody got the same news, everybody got the same facts, and we all could debate politically on those facts. Now there's all kinds of alternative facts. There's all kinds of things, ways that you get your news. So it's not debatable. You can't debate that, because everybody has a different set of facts. So I think there's the people that are diehard Trump fans will do anything for him. There's also people that get news that skew them toward that direction without them even knowing that the news they're getting is not correct. And that's on both sides, or three sides, actually. Um, I think of Republicans as people like John McCain, Liz Cheney. I did not agree with their politics, but I could debate, and I could debate the merit of their politics. I can't debate people that just wholeheartedly support Trump. It's impossible to debate that. I'm not going to hate. I'm going to love the person. And I'm going to try to get along with the person, and I'm going to try to show by example to everyone I meet that all I have is love in my heart. And I'm going to do that by defending certain groups, but I'm also going to do that with love. So a lot of people ask, why don't you let people disagree with you on your Facebook page? The post. I delete those posts. The reason is that it starts an argument. If you ever want an argument on social media, it doesn't work. Arguing doesn't work anyway. And it ends up being the person that yells the loudest. And if you think about it, the person that yells the loudest, when have you ever changed your opinion because someone was yelling at you? You don't. You don't change your opinion that way. You change your opinion by people respecting you, respecting your point of view, and then adding to that, but they have to understand and start where you are. Um, People that support Trump, which I do not support, and everybody knows that I do not support Trump. Um, I don't think they're going to respond to just arguing, and they're not going to respond to pointing out things that he does because they're not hearing those things on their news sources and their algorithm on the internet. They're just not going to hear it. So they don't know that you're telling the truth. They think that you're making it up. And it's the same on the other way too. The last thing I want to say though is this place in Florida, or close to the last thing I want to say. This place in Florida that's been open. It would be very difficult to say that's not a concentration camp. The people that are going in this, and now they're talking about bringing kids in too. I don't know if they've started that yet or not. There's like, what did I say, 32 people to a cage? They're cages, okay? And this is an hour outside of Orlando. It's an hour outside of Florida, Miami, in the Everglades. They're calling it Alligator Alcatraz. Which is horrible, even nickname for a place. These people have come to the United States to either better their life or they've come to the United States to seek asylum. And the only reason most of them, I would say 98% of them are illegal is because there was not a good process for them to come in legally. And so they have to cross at other places and they get arrested and then they end up in a camp like this, which is I'm sorry. But it's like it's kind of what we did to the Japanese people during when we were at war with Japan. But we're not at war with South America or Mexico. So, but we're doing the same thing. We're putting people in horrible conditions in these camps. They have not broken the law except trying to get into the country. That's the only thing most of them have done. I'm not going to disagree with somebody that goes to court because they have broken our laws outside of just illegally coming into the country, but they've broken a law in addition to that by hurting someone or doing some violent crime. Yes, they should be deported back to their country. But not those that just come over seeking asylum or a better life. That's what America's about. We're all immigrants. Our families are all immigrants, unless you're Native American. You're an immigrant. So why aren't we giving people wanting to come into our country that same benefit? And I think it comes down to some racism involved. That's my opinion. I think there's some facts to back that up. But anyway, I think the whole message I want to send though is even the people that support that, even if you support that place, I don't hate you. I disagree with you. I'll stand up for those people. I'll stand up for my family. And now they're talking about reviewing gay marriage again. The Supreme Court is talking, there's a couple of Supreme Court members that are talking about doing that again. It's just horrendous. And what they're doing to trans people that were just actually born that way, and do a little research on that before you just start hating a group of people, because that's the way that you fall into this trap. That's the way you become a cult. So how do I end this positively? I want this to be positive. I kind of went down some holes here like I usually do, because when I start talking, I usually can't stop. I want to end this by saying that I love you. I care for you. If you want to debate politics, that's great. As long as we don't have a separate set of facts and we can agree on the facts first and then we can debate. That would be in private, not on Facebook page, because it offends too many of my other friends when we do that. So leave a heart if you agree with this, that you love everybody, please, or make a comment that you agree with me. I love to see that. It helps me because sometimes I feel so alone and I know I'm not. So my heart goes out to so many people. And we still have the problem with Gaza, the innocent people of Gaza just being killed for something that Hamas did, not the innocent people. And we still have some Jewish people that are suffering that lost family members that are just horrible. That breaks my heart too. And then there's all kinds of things that are going on, Russia and Ukraine and the innocent people of Ukraine. And actually, the Russian people are innocent. That is Putin doing this and Putin's regime. It is not the people. And Ukraine, it's not the people. These people are just like us. We're all alike. We may have different color skin, may have a different culture, but all over the world, we're the same. We're people. So, love you all. Happy Tuesday. I'm trying to do this with a smile on my face. It's hard sometimes. I tear up quite a bit when I think about all the hurt that's going on. That's always gone on in our world. But it's much worse right now. So anyway, I love you no matter who you support. I will stand up for what I believe, but I love you. All right, that's it. I hope y'all all have a great day and try not to get too bogged down in this like I do. All right. Thanks. Bye. If I can end this, I'm going to try. Let's see. Well, it would help if I looked at the button that just said stop recording.